Supplements for weight loss. What are they and do they work? So let's talk about supplements for weight loss. This is a lot more of a controversial area than supplements, the general supplements of daily life. The, apple cider vinegar and extra virgin olive oil and multivitamins. This is a lot more controversial. And the reason it's controversial is because clinical studies tend to show different things, either no impact or a marginal at best impact. And one of the supplements that I take is actually recommended by the FDA that you don't take it. During a clinical trial, there was a woman who had a liver incident, but it is well known in the East as a effective weight loss supplement. Now, how effective these are going to vary between person to person. If you're already going to the gym and controlling calories, or both, or one of those, obviously supplements are going to help if they work, right? The problem with weight loss supplements and supplements in general is this, right? So in Western medicine, we rely on clinical studies. Clinical studies are conducted by pharmaceutical manufacturers to prove the effectiveness and safety of their products. You can't get IP on a plant. There's no IP for vitamin C. There's no IP for, no one has IP over these naturally occurring substances, whether they're in the body and you're just increasing the uptake through supplementing, or whether they're from plants. There's no IP to be gained on this. Therefore, there's a severe lack of clinical data on these things. And the clinical data that does, because there's no money involved, there's no financial incentive for anyone to do clinical data on this stuff, to do clinical studies on this stuff, because they can't protect the IP. So the clinical studies that are around tend to be fairly small samples and imperfectly done, and just sort of done for the sake of doing it by a small team with not a big budget, right? So getting clinical studies of 30 people is a little bit different to a real pharmaceutical, genuine stage 1, 2, 3 process, ending in many thousands of people in the trial. So it's very hard to know. But what I will do is just go through what I do take. The brand here is called Lean Fire, and the substance in question is called Verilean, which is Slimaluma. That is patented, I can say, from a plant. There's also going to be probably green coffee in here. Now, the reason what that it says it does is it suppresses appetite. I hate appetite suppressant generally. I don't like that idea, but appetite, reducing hunger, boosting the metabolism, helping reduce the absorption of fat and glucose in the gut, right? Studies have shown that kind of maybe works, best paired with a healthy diet and regular exercise, of course, and it is generally considered safe. Certainly there's no warnings that I've seen about it, but again, the study is very limited and you have to just go this with a kind of an open mind. I tend to think about supplements and does it make sense? To me, as a non-doctor, a non-medical person, does it kind of make sense that this stuff would do what I want it to do? Just apply a little bit of logic to it, right? As well as looking up the studies, of course. The other one is called stored fat belly burner. And basically it's Sinetrol, and it's got citrus. It's basically citrus rind, grapefruit, sweet orange, and blood orange. Now, it makes sense to me that citrus is acidic. Acids are going to help break down things. That makes sense to me. So I take it. As for the Sinetrol, this is how we think it works. right? So it breaks down fat by inhibiting an enzyme that's called PDE. And that means there's an increase in cyclic AMP, which promotes the release, so the breakage of fatty acids from fat cells. So it literally targets the fat cells and releases the fatty acids out of them, reducing them and getting rid of them. There was a study that found that it helped significantly for significantly overweight people, and they also reported enhanced energy levels. There's no warnings or anything of that, but again, the studies are small and there's no great incentive for any significant amount of investment to be made into these studies. And again, any supplement that says you've got to be active and healthy and eat well and all that kind of stuff is this, so they're not going to do much on their own, I don't think. The third one I take is called Garcinia Cambogia, and I just take the manufacturer's recommended dosage, but this one's 1,000 milligrams, so take that. Another company had a daily recommended dose of 500. There was a study which used a dosage of 1,500. Now, that was a study that resulted in, there was one event. It was a very small study. So Garcinia Cambogia, it's a plant extract. It's been used in the East for, millennia, believed to aid with weight loss. There was an event in the study which caused the FDA to warn people not to take it. That is dangerous. So I'm telling you that up front. FDA says don't take that stuff, but you can buy it. No one's stopping you from buying it. No one's stopping me from buying it. I had another weight loss period a number of years ago where I did take it. It was prescribed by a doctor, an Eastern medicine doctor, sorry. I can't, it's not like the only thing I did, right? He was talking about getting, increasing your steps to 10,000 and take a bunch of other stuff. The literature that I've read outside of the study suggests that, yeah, sort of maybe works, maybe we don't know. If it does work, the impact is moderate. But look, hey, all I'm trying to do here is grab every little percentage gain that I can, every win, right? Every weight loss is a game of inches, literally. So any little advantage I can get, I'll take. I don't care about the FDA safety warning because that incident which led to the FDA saying that is not. I actually think the evidence linking that incident to Garcinia Cambogia is somewhat speculative, but the FDA is conservative, so whatever. So that's what it is. It's Sinetrol. It's Verilean, which is better known by, I'm looking this up, Slimaluma, and Garcinia Cambogia. So that's supplements I take for weight loss. I'd love to hear what you take for weight loss and if it works, if you think it works or it doesn't work. These kind of make sense to me at the moment. They're high selling items on say iHerb's website. They're big sellers in terms of they're relatively high in sales in their categories. So this is what I go with. This is what I'm doing. If you're doing anything different, I'd love to hear it. I'd like to hear anybody's ideas on supplements I take for weight loss because, the more ideas, the better, right? So, yep, let me know what you take and I'll see you next time.